All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back immediately to Hippo Cup 9, 15 UTC. There's 5 matches right now, and I think 4 at 16 UTC. So if your favorite match isn't streamed, tough luck. There's not too much in terms of choice. Or rather, there's just too many choices at 15 and 16 UTC today. I'm Dio. He's T1G. Hey, man. What's up, man? And I just realized I did a huge fumble. I have introed already. We're live. I was muted on Discord the whole time. Incredible stuff. Hey man, what's up, man?
I was wondering what was going on there.
Yep.
Good morning. Well, I'm sure Dio said some really cool things and got everyone really hyped for the match we're about to watch. So
oh no, I was mostly complaining about there being 9 matches right now. So
okay.
You can do that part. You got that part.
It's only 5. Is it 5 matches right now, and then another 4 at 16? Yeah, I don't know. Hippo Cup Osu players. It's just how it is, I guess. I don't know. There's 48 group stage matches, and they decided that 32 of them should be played this weekend.
A lot of matches. Okay, it looks like we're actually in now, so that's nice.
Are we? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, we're rolling. I think the ref accidentally forgot that they had this match because there's literally like I was saying in the announcement, like please be nice to your refs because there's like you said 9 matches in a 2-hour period, so there's gonna be people like double, triple reffing. So please be kind. I will bring up the ref sheet and see what we've got. Okay. Cool. Okay, we have roles, we have players, we have dogbreaking versus peepoHappy. When we did group draws, this was like Group H was group of death type of situation. Just 4 really strong teams. So literally any matchup in this group would be an interesting one, and they're playing 5 out of the 6 this week, with 4 of those 5 tomorrow. This is I don't know, they just wanted to play all of their matches like the last possible time. But this will at least give us, I think, kind of an idea of what to expect out of dogbreaking, who are one of the top overall seed in the tournament. Yeah,
I mean, if you just look at the names on this team, right? Their captain Origin already very good in like low 3-digit, high 4-digit tournaments, like very strong player. Won a similar tournament that I hosted last year that was 1v1 that went from like 6 to 9.5 stars with group stage. But of course 1v1 in that tournament and very different rules from Hippo Cup. And then you have just a laundry list of very good tournament players in any rank range. Misha Awa, GNX, Nathan Ram, Yokespy, Kusuria, Maxim, Ahio, and Amacetic. So like, if they get out of groups, this is a team that can probably go the distance, right? The problem is that you're playing a 5.8 star group stage pool. And against a team like peepoHappy, 5.8 stars is not enough to abuse the relative roster strength that you have. Pra, Turnifus, people like Qstronaut, Hinamon, all these players are going to be very well versed at this star rating, and even the players that I think I'm less familiar with on the side of peepoHappy, you don't want to count them out because the pool is easy enough that they can just, probably FC most of the maps.
Yeah, and they played already their first match last week. It's the only match that's been played so far in that group, peepoHappy, against Catball, who are the 3rd seed in this group, so the 2nd from bottom seed, and they got beaten 5-1. Catball, of course, the American roster full of really dominant rank-restricted players in that rank range, but that one was closer than the score would indicate. You had maps decided by, 3 million points, by 600,000 points, things like that. So, peepoHappy has already had an opportunity to play a match on this pool, kind of knows what they're getting themselves into, what their performances in a match setting are going to look like on the pool, and maybe a little prepared in the intermediate week in between those two. And so we'll see if they can come out, they'll need to, at worst case scenario, they'll need to put up some points Obviously, once you go 0-1, it starts to get a little more difficult to see a path forward through the group. But worst case scenario, you need to make this competitive if you're peepoHappy. So on top of this being a star rating they'll be comfortable with, I think they're going to be coming in knowing that they need to, really be on their game to give themselves the best opportunity to advance.
Well, let's see if they can bring that A game here. DT3 ban coming through for dog breaking to start things off. That one is the... Oh, Lord. What one is that? I think that's the swing map in the DT pool. There's so many DTs. I kind of forget. But I'm pretty sure that's the swing map in the DT pool. So a little bit of a less straightforward pick for that one. And I believe we did see kind of a preemptive Hard Rock 2 from the side of dog breaking, or from first ban from peepoHappy was the Hard Rock 2, so none of the kind of finger control focused Hard Rock there.
I have been doing admittedly a poor job of tracking kind of bans over the course of the round to see if there's any trends in that regard. I do feel like Hard Rock 2 has been banned a fair amount just because it's kind of a non-standard sort of map, and it feels like the type of thing that is the sort of non-standard that people don't want to play, I guess.
Yeah.
The DT3 ban is an interesting one. Yes, it's like the swing with a little bit of, if memory serves, that's the slightly techy. It has like a couple of little slider things going on too. So we'll see, if we get some of the more basic, I guess you could say, maps played in this match. My ref sheet for the other match that's been played in this group is hidden, so I can't double check on what was banned in that easily. But we'll find out what the second and, the third and fourth bans are, I guess, and maybe get a better idea of where we'll be heading. Eventually, surely.
Once we're decided on the bans, I can think of more than a few reasons why one might delay a ban here. Either you're waiting on somebody, or they banned a map you were thinking of banning, and now you're like, oh shit, what do we ban now? So there's more than a few reasons. It's gonna be the DT5 though. I kind of like that ban into a very high seeded team. One of the ways that very high seeded teams can abuse their relative roster strength in early rounds is by picking either more complex or more niche skill sets than their opponents. DT5 certainly fits the latter of those. It is, I think, like a 2009 map and AR7 double time that's all focused on just grid flow and finger control at 200 BPM. So it's just weird. It's not like a particularly hard map, but it's 2009 mapping. It's kind of mistimed, and it's very weird. So I think that's a good map to kind of abuse relative roster strength on if you do have like a very big seeding gap like this.
Yeah, and I want to say that in the previous match as well, peepoHappy were forced to play into a couple picks from Catball that were in that kind of more awkward skill set, right? They Catball picked the Nomad 5, they picked the DT1, and they picked which map is this? Nomad 3. So meanwhile, peepoHappy picked, I think I have the right order here. Meanwhile, peepoHappy picked the Nomad 1, and they picked, I think, the Nomad 2 as well, right? So they're picking stuff that was definitely more straightforward, and you could see, those, I believe, were the somewhat closer maps, whereas they were having a little more trouble with those weirder maps. So the analysis of, hey, this is the higher seeded team, let's not let them play the gimmickier stuff, did seem to bear out in their first match, and they're trying to avoid that happening again here as we wait on the final ban from Team Dogbreaking. Going to be 20 minutes in before we've gotten to pick a single map, but I guess that's just how it goes.
Sometimes that's how the cookie crumbles. You start 6 minutes late, and then you've got bans that take 2 minutes a ban for 4 bans, and then you've got another 2-minute map pick period, and then you could stall another minute and a half or so just waiting out the timer. So
yeah, it's actually crazy the amount of time you can waste.
No, it is. It's and I think it feels a lot like wasted time from our end because we can't hear what's going on.
Yeah.
But when I'll always go back to like player experience as a captain because most of the tournaments that I've played, I've captained for, which is actually kind of crazy thinking back on it. Why did I captain so many of them? I'm not that good. But most of them I've captained for, and almost all of the time, if it's a team 4v4, team size 8 or larger tournament, the entire timer is just spent talking about what your team wants to do. So it definitely does not feel like wasted time for the teams. Might feel a little long on our end, but I'm sure they're using the time for some discussion, if nothing else. Nomad won the last ban for dog breaking. I think fits exactly with what we were talking about, right? Ban the straightforward stuff as the high seed, ban the weird stuff as the low seed.
Yeah, just don't want to run into a situation where your opposing team 4-ways the Nomad one and you 3-way it with 1 miss and you lose it. That's just how it goes. Especially since it's literally a TV-sized Nomad one. I mean, it's a 1.5 by re-rage aim. Very, very simple. I'm a little surprised by the first pick being Nomad 2, though, given what we've just been discussing and how the bans went. Like, it's a lower BPM stream map, of course, since this is a 6-star pool. But it's 175 BPM of just pretty straightforward flow stream aim. This is not anything really what I would have expected a high seed to pick into a low seed, personally.
I will say they didn't really have a great third and fourth member for this map on the side of peepoHappy. They had Ikigatsumaru get a 10 miss with 97 act.
1 chain miss, probably.
Yeah, 9 miss on Ternifus. Also, with the hidden, it's probably a chain miss, but it's one of those maps where I think most people, especially your Nomads, expect to FC. So if you have a Nomad player dropping the 10 miss, I think that speaks to a discomfort on anybody else on the roster, right? Because usually your Nomad player on a map like this really should FC. I think on a flow aim hidden map, it's really understandable to have your hidden players miss. But the Nomad players really should FC most of the time on this. So I actually don't mind this pick, despite it being one of the maps that's relatively straightforward in the pool. I do think there's probably better maps. If you just look at the MP length, the Nomad 3 is probably a way better pick, right? Night Theater, that's a fantastic pick. Let's pick that one. But I don't mind this.
Nomad 3 is hard, by the way.
Yeah.
I think that's the hardest map in the pool, especially with hidden, as you can see. Well, you can't see because this is a different match, but those who watch that match or have seen the MP could see the bottom 2 players on peepoHappy on that put up a 25 miss and a 21 miss. On hidden, the awkward flow patterns in that Nomad 3, you miss once, you're just gone. You are not coming back from it. There's chain misses, and then there's the chain misses that happen on that. So if dog breaking feels at all comfortable on that, I think they do pick that map in this match at some point. But yeah, I can see the approach there with the Nomad 2 in a kind of similar vein. So looks like we'll be finally getting into this. The GLHF's coming out now that we are roughly 20 minutes in. We will finally be getting our first map.
Could have been worse.
And could have been worse. Look, all I'm gonna say is competitive Counter-Strike. They have 20 seconds between rounds, and they have 3 90-second timeouts per map, and they do fine. And that's a far more strategically intensive game than Osu.
Yeah,
all I'm saying.
They also get paid to do it, so.
And they also don't sign themselves up for 20 maps or 20 tournaments in the same weekend.
That's also true.
probably helps.
See, this is this is why I like hosting 1v1s, because you can set the timers to 60-30 and nobody cares.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think that the timers in this tournament are already relatively short for a 4v4, and it's still.
I don't even remember what they are. Are they just 90-90 or?
It's. Geez, now I have to remember. It's 120.
Come on, Ernest, your rules.
I know, it's 120-90. I haven't changed them in literally 5 years, so I haven't had to think about them.
Yeah, the ready timer is a little short, but the
ready timer is 90 seconds.
Yeah, the pick and ban timer being 120 that's super normal for 4v4.
Yeah.
Anyway, Nomad 2.
Anyway.
Any misses? Any act drops? Probably not, for a little bit.
Darnix down at 97 for a minute there. Pra down at 98 as well. So just a couple act drops, but yeah, nothing meaningful. You just, there goes Pra. I was gonna say, you just hope to avoid silly little misses while you're still trying to build up score. But there goes Anesthetic as well, so just a trade.
Yeah, 3-3 on the full combos, and actually slightly better combo for peepoHappy, right? So the score lead maybe will start to come back. It's less than a 500k lead. Like, this is basically nothing on score v1. So consider it pretty much even, despite the score bar being somewhat far over to the left-hand side of the screen. Really not descriptive of what is going on here with how high the scores are for both of these teams and how relatively close the scores are. How easily this could go right back over to peepoHappy if there's any miss, but it's going to be from Pra instead. Massive chain miss on the flow stream there into the last KI time, and that is now big combo lead back over to dogbreaking. 300-400 combo, just about a 300 combo lead for Anesthetic on their side. Everybody else still full comboing. And there's just nothing you can do. There goes Q-Stronaut as well at the end for peepoHappy. Didn't matter regardless, as the three-way FC comes through for dogbreaking and the much better recovery for Anesthetic. 2 100s and the one miss there. And Pra, unfortunately, just, the trade of misses is okay. That works out well, but the chain miss afterwards near the end of the map is just unfortunate. And peepoHappy, it's honestly pretty close, right? That's a pretty close map, generally speaking. It's one player off, but you're still going to lose that pick anyway.
And shoutouts Misha Awa on the quiet hidden SS there. Very nice from him with the unlucky 777 at the start of that score. Doing quite well for himself. I'm very curious how that map would have gone if Pra hadn't had the chain miss and then Q-Stronaut, hadn't missed at the very end. Because dogbreaking had mod advantage just based on the first 2 players to drop, right? Anesthetic on Nomad versus Pra on Hidden.
Yeah.
It was about 80 combo separate. I don't know what that comes out to by the end of a map. I would have been curious to see how that could have played out. Could have been very, very close.
It would have been. I think
close.
with the ACK, it would have been enough for dogbreaking to take it, though. Because nobody else got close to Misha Awa's score there, right? With the hidden double S, and 2 of their FCs were hidden players, whereas both the hidden players broke for peepoHappy with Q-Stronaut breaking at the end. So I think it would have been enough.
Yeah,
would have been close though.
Yeah, exactly. Would have been a tight one, but opening point successful for dogbreaking. First map, first win. Opening pick for peepoHappy with the Nomad 1 removed against them. Curious where they go here. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot of that kind of generic aim in this pool. There's Hard Rock 1 that is a pretty straightforward pick. And you could make the argument, I suppose, for Freemod 2 in that sense as well. Or even maybe Freemod 4, which we've seen pretty little of. But it's just going to be something completely different. It's just Nomad 4. That's not what I anticipated.
No, not what I thought we were going to see. I want to see Freemod 3, because that was their one map win in their previous matchup. And they won it pretty convincingly. Nomad 4 is not what I was expecting. This is Swing Slider Tech, mapped by Mir. Mir's done a lot of this style of map over the years. I remember the Psycheweed Jellyfish map, for example, being an extremely popular tournament. I don't know how many times I had to play that map when it was popular. I don't know how many times I pooled that map when it was popular, but he's been doing this style for a very long time. He knows how to make this kind of map work, and this is just another drop in the bucket for Mir. And another map in the pool for peepoHappy, I suppose, going into... it's not a super uncomfortable map, but it is still Swing Slider Tech, right? It's a Mir map, so it's going to be relatively straightforward within that genre, but the genre itself is still kind of uncomfortable. So, yeah, I'll see how comfortable they are with it. They definitely, if you're playing something relatively straightforward like the Nomad 2 and you still lose, maybe you change gears a little bit and pick something else. Who knows?
Yeah, it's an interesting approach to strategy, and this is also the longest map in the pool by not a huge margin compared to Nomad 6 and Hard Rock 3, but we really haven't been seeing a ton of Hard Rock 3, and the way Nomad 6 plays, it's not really a length thing with that map, right? Because it's so many different styles with it being a storyboard map. So this map also introduces that kind of element of, hey, you need to stick to this mere consistent, relatively consistent hex swing map for 4 minutes, which is something that is not so much asked of you in this map pool in general. So, you're introducing a new style of pick. You're introducing a new kind of approach to the map as well. Maybe peepoHappy just feels like they have that consistency on the day, and in their warm-ups, this morning or early afternoon, perhaps feeling good about it. Curious to see how this plays out as the Jelly Chuffs are starting. So we've got little rosters in. Like I said earlier, right, peepoHappy need to make this match at worst competitive, and obviously best case scenario would be to somehow pull off the upset. And it needs to start here, right? You don't want to go down that early break point. Can be pretty destructive to your chances. So wishing them the best of luck as we get into it here.
All right, got the hiddens on Yolkspie and Misha Awa. No surprises there for Dog Breaking, Ahio and Maxim on the Nomads. Hiddens for Twenity and Qstronaut on the side of peepoHappy. Pra this time on that Nomad alongside Darnix. And a very, very early break for Qstronaut on this map. Going to be down not even 10 combos, so probably won't end up impacting anything. But if the score is a couple thousand points off, maybe we go back to that, but probably won't end up mattering.
Yeah, I doubt that's going to be important by the end of it, but I suppose you never know. It could be a 7-way FC with that 10 combo mattering, I guess. Random aside, anybody else feel like they have a lisp every time they have to say the word Twenity?
Yeah, a little bit. I actually had a lisp for a very long time, so enunciation is something I had to practice a lot. So yeah, it does feel a little bit like I'm back in my enunciation practice again. Yolkspie going down, actually the first one to miss for Dog Breaking. A little surprised there. You do kind of associate him with this sort of map, but of course everybody else on the team also quite good. And right now, peepoHappy performing better overall than Dog Breaking. Qstronaut, yes, has the early break, but it is only 10 combo off the FC, so effectively this is a 4-way versus a 3-way right now in favor of peepoHappy, up about 350 combo overall for the team.
Let's see what the recovery can look like for Yolkspie. See if we get breaks as the combos start to get pretty big, right? You're at 700 plus combo on all of these FCs now. You've made it through a tricky little buzz slider stream burst section. peepoHappy, as we had kind of hoped for them, looking comfortable, but there's the break from Qstronaut. He was the very early miss right at the start, of course, and now has missed halfway through. And whether it's score version 1 or score version 2, you never quite want to miss halfway through. Dog Breaking gonna have the opportunity to bring this one back now with that big combo gap to Yolkspie at 600 on the recovery. Look at that score. It is gonna go on over here in short order at the current rate.
Yeah, rather unlucky timing on the miss there for Qstronaut. So now, obviously, Dog Breaking ahead in the combo by about 400, a little bit more than that. And everybody else still on the FCs, just coming down to those fourth members once again for now. We'll see if that continues to be the case as the score swaps back over to Dog Breaking. And peepoHappy just waiting on a miss, hoping to hold combo, hoping for somebody to miss somewhere in this last quarter of the map for Dog Breaking and for them to be able to pull it back to their side once again. As the score continues to grow, the score lead continues to pull over to the left side of the screen, and Dog Breaking continues to pull out ahead in this map. We'll just see what the last quarter of this map brings. The last ki time, one of the hardest parts of the map as we get into it. And there's actually a multi-way break. Darnix, Qstronaut, Maxim, all breaking on that Axel D-Cell stream, but that's two players down for peepoHappy, only the one for Dog Breaking, and Dog Breaking are going to take that again. 2 full combos to 2, but 1,000 combo on Yolkspie versus 100 on Darnix and Qstronaut. There goes Ahio, though. That's another full combo down, and suddenly combo lead back the way of peepoHappy, but Twenity misses as well, and it's just Pra left alone for peepoHappy. Misha Awa still on the hidden FC, 99 accuracy. Yolkspie on 1,100 combo as well, and that is probably GG as we come into the end of the map.
Man, what an unfortunately timed break there for Twenty. It could have been an opportunity for peepoHappy. I mean, you look at how relatively close this score is going to end up being with him breaking at the end there. If he had been able to hold, he builds up another few million score. This gets real close. But, man, Misha Awa, SS on the first map, FC, one of only, two FCs in the lobby on this one. And with the fewest slider ends dropped as well, playing pretty well to start this match off. And boy, there is the kind of volatility of that type of map, right? The tech style, you can find some difficult patterns that cause some lobby-wide breaks, and it can make things really interesting. Unfortunately, peepoHappy not able to convert on that late miss from Mahio on dogbreaking side. So 2-0 break point, but peepoHappy looked pretty good through that. I mean, you're not going to feel too terrible. Obviously, you never want to lose the break point, but you are playing pretty well. That was a hard-fought battle. It was tough for dogbreaking to win that. Required an FC and a couple of very good backing scorers. So, hopefully they can try to take some positives out of that, but the scoreboard will still read the 2-0, and it will still be dogbreaking with the next pick to look to convert, to consolidate the break point. And 3-0 starts to look a little more like a mountain than a molehill pretty quickly.
Yeah, exactly. Losing that first break point, definitely not something you want to see in a best of 9. It is obviously still winnable from 3-0, because 3-0 in this case is only one break point, right? So it definitely is still winnable, even though it does feel a lot bigger. So definitely still possible. We'll have to see where they go here. Hard Rock 3 going to be the next pick up for dogbreaking. More kind of funky Hard Rock as well on this one. Trying to remember exactly what goes on for this map, but I'm pretty sure this is just more flow aim, if I'm remembering correctly. Hard Rock 2, the more swing-focused map. Hard Rock 1, the more aim-focused map. And I believe this one, the more just flow aim-focused map.
Yeah, flow aim, just a basic CS 5.2. Low BPM again, so, kind of does have that little bit of finger control-y element that happens when you're on a flow aim map at lower BPM. Some players, especially these days, right, maybe a little less comfortable with something, like a 165, 170 BPM as compared to a more comfortable, 190 to 210 BPM range.
I mean, that's been the case forever, honestly.
Yeah,
low BPM Hard Rock streams have always kind of been finger control. And actually, in a lot of lower star rating tournaments, you just pool low BPM streams in Hard Rock and call it finger control, because it is honestly having good AC on those low BPM streams does require the finger control. So, not to the same extent, obviously, as something like the Hard Rock 2, but it is.
And boy, imagine if this was 6.5. That would be a pretty classic kind of 6.5 type of pick, right? Where you often will see that same skill set. Again, that lower BPM flow with the small circles. This a little more comfortable with it being 5.2. But given the way that Nomad 2 went, this is a pretty logical successive pick for dogbreaking to opt into. Nomad 2 went well. Let's go into a different type of map within the same skill set, just adding the Hard Rock on. And it's another relatively long one. So not only did we take 20 minutes to get the match started, we're picking two of the two longest maps in the pool back to back here early on. That's why not, right?
Just for you, Aaron. Just for you.
Me. I think I don't want to be rude to peepoHappy, but the way the first couple picks have gone, it might not end up mattering in terms of timing. But for their sake, I hope it does in that way. We'll see. We'll see if they can claw their way into this match at some point, whether it's this pick or their own to come. I do want to take a quick peek here while we've got a moment in between maps, see if anything is interesting going on as of yet anywhere else. We have a late starting match that's just 1-0 SKT T1 leading Arthur IX Fire in Group C. We have Funi Amorake up 4-0 already on Egg Tarts in Group D. That's fast.
That is fast.
They're speedrunning that one. We have Beachside Bunny versus Georgia 67, tied at 2 apiece. That one is live over on Hippo Cup _B, so worth maybe checking that one out. We did I tried to pick matches that looked like they were going to be competitive on paper, and that one maybe ending up that way. And last but not least, ChatGPT down 2-1 against Ice Milk over in Group E. So, as mentioned, a whole bunch of matches going on right now. You can follow all of these live on the main spreadsheet. They will be updating live as the scores get input. But back here, we are getting underway with our third map here. Dog breaking, looking to consolidate the early break point.
Yeah, already up 2-0, just hoping to make it 3 in a row and keep the sweep rolling for dog breaking. Emisedic, Misha Awa, Nathan Ram, and Maxim, with Misha and Nathan taking the hidden for dog breaking. That is a hell of a scary roster on a hard rock pick like this. My God, man. When you say the names out loud, it's like, okay, all right, guys. Like, at least the pool, what star rating is this map? Like 5.5? Yeah, not even 5.5 stars. So it's less scary because it's 5.5 stars, but also it's still scary. Darnix, Danielinu. I'm gonna go with Danielinu.
Yeah, I'm not
Kustronaut
sure.
and Twenity in for peepoHappy. Kustronaut and Twenity taking the hidden there.
And no early breaks, so we are just a tiny advantage for dog breaking on accuracy, a couple 100,000 points with those couple of 97s on the peepoHappy side. See, everybody, again, starting off pretty comfortably. You expect it, right? It's a low star rating pool. You don't expect people to really have too much difficulty with the majority of these picks, but it's always good to see the lobby building up combo across the board as we seek out competitive maps.
Now, third of the way in and no misses anywhere. This is really the first map we've had that we haven't had any early misses. We've had no kind of troll starts for anyone on either of the teams. And it's just down to the accuracy at the moment. 98-97 for everybody on the side of peepoHappy. 98-99 for everyone on dog breaking, but a little bit of an act drop there for dog breaking does bring it closer to the side of peepoHappy. So it's still in dog breaking's favor with that accuracy being better for them, and it's in their favor by like a not insignificant margin. It looks like about 500k or so in their favor, maybe a little bit less at this point. It's kind of hard to tell with how fast the score's going up for both sides. Everybody still holding the 8-way lobby full combo, and this is now very precarious. This score lead for either of these teams. As soon as any miss comes forward, you've got a over 1,000 combo lead for either team. So it's all hold your nerve, hold your combo, and do not miss on one of these longer streams. Maxim with a big act drop, but not finding the miss there, as another set of act drops comes through for Maxim and Nathan Ram, and they actually give the score lead over to peepoHappy. Just the accuracy right now on the side of peepoHappy, but they are out ever so slightly ahead in this map.
Bro, this is devilish. It's so much combo. This is so much combo everywhere. Not a single break on one of the more combo intense maps in the pool. Look at the score. It flickers back and forth. Nobody has anything to their favor. It's literally as close to dead even on accuracy as you can get. Dead even on combo as well. It's a slight lead to dog breaking now, I think. No major combo drops, or act drops, excuse me. Are we going to see an 8-way here? Act battle.
I'm just looking at Daniel Anu's cursor right now. He's dropping so much act because of the shakes. He's actually shaking so hard. Please, please hold. Please hold. Please hold into the ending. Please don't let that decide it. It's not going to decide it, but unfortunately, the accuracy is in dog breaking on the 8-way lobby FC. Going to be taking it just off of accuracy. I mean, what can you do, right? Like, you just have to have better act, and unfortunately, top 2 scores in the lobby go to Kustronaut and Twenity on the side of peepoHappy, but the overall accuracy on the Hard Rock only players is just better for dog breaking, and they take it.
Boy, that's the first 8-way that I've heard of. I would have to do some digging to be sure, but that is just crazy to witness. And just those 2 ever so slightly subpar accuracy performances, as mentioned, from the Hard Rock only players on Darnix and Danielino. And that's just the margin, man. It's a heck of a way to give up the consolidation on the break point if you're peepoHappy. Like, you were as close as it's possible to get to taking it back instantly, but instead it just goes to 3-0 for all your hard work, for all your effort put in. The pick goes to them next, but now you gotta recover your nerve a little bit too. As you mentioned, some players shaking a little bit in that ending. Obviously, the heart rate gonna be going up. Gotta take a deep breath and try to find a pick now of your own. Man, it's just tough. It's just tough.
Yeah, especially a couple of players apparently sight reading that one. So 8-way lobby FC with multiple sight reads is kind of wild. And you definitely do get a lot more nervous near the end of a sight read FC in tournament than you do with a normal FC. So yeah, we'll see where they want to go after this. Oh man, I really want to see that free mod 3. It's the one map they won the last time they played. If anything, maybe you go there just to have something somewhat consistent and that you know you can play very well. And no, that map is banned, I think. Or no, wait, no mod 3 is open. That is
no mod 3.
I'm sorry. We're picking no mod 3? Okay.
They got like
they got obliterated on this the last time they played.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They had a really bad time. Now, maybe okay, let me let's see. Map 6 here. I wonder if they were missing people who would have been in for this normally. They had
basically everybody.
They had most of their roster, yeah. I'm not sure I know the approach. Now, have we seen Ikigatsu Maru today at all yet?
We have not, no.
So, I don't know if... Okay, so if, like... I don't know if he would have been expected to play this or not, and now he's not here, but they would have had somebody to be in for him who feels better about it on the day.
It might be Twenity. We did not see Twenity in the previous match, and we have seen them today. So maybe that difference is important here. I'm not sure. Actually missing a couple of people from the last time. No Hinamon yet.
Speak of the devil.
As well, no Turnifus so far. So we'll see if Turnifus comes in. But we do have Hinamon and Twenity in the lobby right now. So yeah, I think it's just going to be Hinamon and Twenity coming in for this. Which, man, I don't know about that one, guys. But here we are.
I mean, you've got to improve your score by so much. You lost this by 10 million, which, you know, even on Score V1, like with no fail and everything, like that's a pretty gigantic margin.
I will say,
Catball put up a double FC with a pretty good other scores, and you're into like Misha Awa, Nathan Ram with Ahio and Amacetic. I kind of question this pick just a little bit, but we'll see. Maybe they can put up like a 25, 30 mil and put the fear of God into their opposition. I don't know.
I do question it as well, obviously. But what I will say is Darnix and Hinamon last time also double FC. Like, it was double FC to double FC. It was entirely down to the two hidden players for peepoHappy just being super uncomfortable. And getting like 25 and 21 misses, right? 92, 93 accuracy. And these two, Twenity and Kustronaut, already look way better than that for peepoHappy. So even if they lose this, I can kind of understand why they picked it, because it feels like they have their roster figured out now, whereas before they almost certainly did not, or they were missing, you know, relevant players to go in for something like this. So this time around, I do kind of get it, and so far, so good for both of these teams. It's a very early miss for Darnix, and I spoke too soon. Just about halfway through, Kustronaut finds the chain miss on a flow stream pattern, and now it's a good 500 combo lead over to the side of dogbreaking.
And unfortunately for peepoHappy, they're only halfway through. There is still plenty of map left. There are still a bunch of those patterns, but there goes Hinamon as well. And now you're down 2 FCs, while dogbreaking still holding the 4-way and looking pretty comfortable on both the Nomad and the hidden players. The accuracy sparkling for the dogbreaking team members. A tad bit lower, of course, for the players who have missed on peepoHappy, as well as Twenty dropped down a little bit. And this, unfortunately, I feel has gotten a little bit out of hand. Not quite as out of hand as it did last week, but 7-8 million score is...
Are they just going to 4-way this or what? Like,
yeah, we might just be 4-waying this.
I mean, they're already down like almost 10 million, right? It could actually be a bigger score lead than last week, despite them doing much better. It's almost a bigger score lead than last week. Not quite. 9 million and almost 300K here. The score lead for dogbreaking with a 4-way full combo on that Nomad 3. Wow.
What do you do?
As you do.
Yeah, peepoHappy improved their score by 6 million, but their opponents improved their score by compared to their past opponents by 5 million. I mean, you just gotta tip your cap to dogbreaking there for a 4-way FC on what we've discussed as possibly being the hardest map in the pool.
Yeah. I mean, very, very good team score for dogbreaking. I'm not entirely surprised given the roster they had for it, but still impressive nonetheless. And now dogbreaking with the opportunity to close out cleanly and finish cleanup time with the sweep here.
And that would pretty much put the nail in the coffin for peepoHappy having any chance of getting through the group as well, as they would be 0-2 with a point differential of -9.
Yeah, that's rough.
You're just not getting through groups with that. I like, even if you 5-0 your last match, it's like pretty hard to see. Yeah,
the only way that works, right, is if dogbreaking presumably goes 3-0, and everybody else goes 1-2, and even then you're at a -4 deficit. You're pretty much relying on dogbreaking clean sweeping everyone, which, I mean, is possible but not probable, right? So it's tough.
It's gonna be a rough scene for them, but it's gonna be dogbreaking picking DT2 as the possible last map of this match. It is our tapping finger control DT pick, right? It's 240 BPM. You've got some bursts going on. Also a quite old map. This one, another one of the older DT picks from 2011. So you've got that older style, but more about the tapping than the older style.
Off-topic comment, but I feel like it's very funny that... So I joined the game in early 2014, right? Even at that time, 2011 maps were considered old. Because, like, mapping style had evolved so quickly between 2011 and 2014 that it was like, okay, yeah, 2013 maps are recent and more modern, and 2011 maps are old maps now, man. It's very funny that was still considered an old map back then, and now it's just, like, a really, really old map. But 2014 maps are, like, now also old. It's very, very, very fun how that works. I don't know. It's just kind of a funny quirk of how quickly mapping styles evolved in the early years of the game.
Yeah, I think the 2000, like, I feel like 2013 to me is kind of where maps started to age a lot better.
Yeah, that's the turning point.
That era,
right?
Yeah, that was really, even though there were still like plenty of changes to mapping styles over the next few years, and you know, it's kind of the slope has kind of, you know, leveled out a little bit in terms of how much change there is in the given year-to-year span. But once you really got through the first like 4 or 5 years of the game being out, you know, you got away from that super linear grid snap style in the first couple years, and you got away from a lot of just ignored time in songs as well. Like, there used to be so much downtime. And mappers started realizing that you're actually allowed to use curves in your maps, and not everything has to be in a straight line.
The editor got better also, like sliders became easier to make.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of fast advancements. And maybe a fast advancement here for dogbreaking as well on this next pick. Amacetic, Misha Awa, Ahio, and Maxim in once again for this map. Darnix, Pra, Qstronaut, and Twenity ready to go for peepoHappy, looking to put 1 point on the board, prevent the clean sweep, and prevent the cleaning tools from being put away for dog breaking.
We shall go in, and we will see Aesthetic Misha Awa on the Hiddens, Qstronaut, Twenity for peepoHappy. And who knows, maybe we'll just see another 8-way or thereabouts, because that's just how it feels like this match might be going. And there's an early break from Pra, so no 8-way will be forthcoming. 7-way still intact, 7-way still feasible, but that is, you know, it just feels like you can't afford many misses against this dog breaking team. I mean, they've had a couple of 4-ways, which is dastardly as the opposition.
Yeah, I mean, there's already been a map where peepoHappy lost an 8-way FC. So it's, you know, it's hard not to feel like that's maybe already kind of bad to have at the start of this map. This is a very short map as well. You know, we're a third of the way in and 300 combo in, so it's a very short, very low combo map. So even that, you know, 85, 70 combo or 75 combo-ish does matter here for Pra. No further breaks for anyone now, just about halfway into the map. Double S still intact for 3 members of dog breaking and for Qstronaut as well on the side of peepoHappy. So everybody holding on to very, very good scores here. In fact, all the FCs 99 plus right now. It's just Pra with that slightly lower accuracy from the early break. But there goes Twenity. That's the second miss down. It is Akio to trade immediately. Aesthetic also finding the break now for dog breaking. Wait a second. 2-2 on the FCs, but Pra now going from lowest score in the lobby to possible savior for peepoHappy.
Got a big recovery combo. I mean, he's only, 70 combo behind the FCs, which is really not that meaningful at this stage. It's going to pull the score back over, and just the ending to come. peepoHappy might just be putting a point on the board here. Oh, but 20.
Oh my God.
Qstronaut both fall. And now you've got a double FC and a little bit of combo advantage for dog breaking, which is going to be enough to pull it back over. And that's just going to be it.
I actually had in my hands as soon as that double miss came through, man. Like, that's just so rough for peepoHappy. Double miss for Qstronaut, Twenity right at the end of the map. Misha Awa and Maxim with the double FC, double S, actually, for dog breaking. Darnix, the only one to match the FC on the side of peepoHappy, and it was so close until it wasn't, and then suddenly it just went right on back over, and the clean sweep comes through. 5-0 for dog breaking.
That is an unfortunate way to go for peepoHappy, because if you just look at the score of this, you know, it's a 5-0 sweep, but if you look at the maps, I mean, geez, right? You have a literal 8-way decided on accuracy, and then you have this decided by under 1 million score just on the late breaks. I mean, against a double SS from Misha Awa and from Maxim, like, it's just brutal for peepoHappy to have played as well as they did to get swept. Not even have a point to show for it. That is an unfortunate state of being, and that puts them 0-2. That puts them -9 point differential. That more or less is going to eliminate them from getting through. They could still theoretically play spoiler, I suppose, later on in the group stage, but their own chances are more or less going to be gone as of now. So it is what it is, but what it is unfortunate.
Yeah, very much so for peepoHappy. And they played well, honestly, right? Like, had a 4-way FC. So can't even fault them on this match. It's just dog breaking playing much better. And that's, well, not even that much better, right? You know, accuracy on the 4-way, one other 4-way for them, and you know, slightly better combo on that last map, the 2-way FC versus the 1-way, right? So it's a little tough. So that is going to be it for us for now. Congratulations to dog breaking, up 5-0 in points, up 1-0 in match score to start the group stage for them. A very good start on their end. And for peepoHappy, best of luck in their last match of the group stage. We are going to be back in about 5 minutes with our next match of the group stage on the A stream, which is going to be Nemnora Markram versus Mongol OWC at 16 UTC. In the meantime, the B stream match is currently 3-3 between Beachside Bunny and Georgia67. So we are going to send you all over there. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you back in a few minutes. Or, yeah, there we go.